Now, write down one problem to understand this. We need to practice it. Okay. Now, write down. Determine the magnitude, direction, and line of action of the resultant force for the given system of forces. For given system of forces, and assume that the line of action of the resultant force intersecting the member AB. Okay. Here we need to determine magnitude or direction alpha and line of action of the resultant force for the given system of forces. Then he is given line of action of resultant force intersecting the member AB. First, write down given system of forces. Hundred kilonewton, 20√2 kilonewton, 45 degrees, 50 kilonewton, 185 kilonewton meter, this is 1 meter, 2 meter. This is the question. Okay, now see the solution. Okay, clear? This is given system of forces. Now, first thing is what? We need to resolve the force. What will get? Tell me. 20√2 cos 45 is nothing but 20 kilonewton. Here also same thing. You will get 20 kilonewton in upward direction. Okay. First resolve the forces. Okay. But then determinant of first magnitude. How to calculate magnitude? Tell me. R. Sigma H equals to algebraic sum of the all horizontal forces. First, what you will get it? Here 20 kilonewton plus 100 kilonewton equals to 120 kilonewton. 20 and 100, 120 kilonewton. Then sigma V equals to this 50 kilonewton in upward direction. What is R? Magnitude of the resultant force. Sigma H whole square plus sigma V whole square equals to square root of 120 square plus 50 square equals to 138.9 kilo Newton. Okay. Now, what is the direction? Direction of resultant force. Resultant force, that is alpha. As we know that alpha equals to tan inverse of sigma v by sigma h. What you will get? Tell me. Tan inverse of, tell me, tan inverse of 50 by 120. You will get 30.28 degrees. Correct na? Check it one sec. Magnitude and direction. This is the magnitude of the resultant force and direction of the resultant force. He has given that line of action of the resultant force intersecting AB. This is A, this is B, C. Line of action of the resultant force. This is the line of action of the resultant force R. It is making an angle alpha with the horizontal and from here to here it will be, it is perpendicular distance D. Perpendicular distance D, and this will be X. Clear? Any doubt? Is it okay? Clear or not? What is the answer? Check it once. Any calculation mistake, please comment in the comment box. You should solve the problem. Okay? R equal to 138.9. Correct na? 30.28. Okay? Now, this line of action of the resultant force intersecting the member AB. Now, magnitude direction was over. Any doubt so far? Magnitude and direction part was over. Now we need to find line of action of the resultant force by applying Virigna's theorem. Okay? Clear? Write down up here. Check it one sec. Mobile calculator. 30.28. Correct only, no issue. Tan inverse of 50 by 120. 30.28. Okay. Now, clear? It is the first step actually. Magnitude 50 by 120. Tan inverse of 50 by 120. Correct only, no issue. Now apply Virigna's theorem. You have to find Pakka. Square root of 50 square plus 120 square. 138.9 na? 138.9 now. Please comment, man. Yeah. Fine, no issue. It is correct only. No need to worry. Next, to find line of action of the resultant force. Okay? Apply Virigna's theorem. Now, what is Virigna's theorem? Algebraic sum of the moment of all system of forces about point A equal to moment of resultant force about the same point A. Take a point P or point A, that is fine. ठीक है. So now apply moment about a point. That is our area of interest here. What is the title? Moment of a force about a point. Okay. So you are applying moment about point A. Okay. Keep your finger here. Are you checking it? Are you checking or not? 50 by 120 na? Just check it once. Okay. See here, apply moment about point A. In the sense, keep your finger here. Keep your finger here. Then apply moment about that particular point. Okay. So now, first start from here. Start from here. Moment of 100 kilonewton about point A. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Yes. Moment of 100 kilonewton about point A. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? This is anti-clockwise. That is why minus 100 kilonewton into 2 meter. Okay, moment of 100 kilonewton about point A, it is anti-clockwise and perpendicular distance will be 2 meter. So that is why you will get minus 100 kilonewton into 2 meter. Next, moment of 20 kilonewton about point A. Is it 0 na? Line of action of 20 kilonewton passing through this point. That is why it is equal to 0. Moment of this 20 kilonewton about this point, anti-clockwise, right? Moment of 20 kilonewton about this point, anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise. That is why minus 20 kilonewton into 1 meter. Next, moment of 50 kilonewton about point A, 0. Okay? And what about this moment? Is it couple? Is it this couple positive or negative? This couple is positive or negative? Tell me. Clockwise only, na? So plus 185 kilonewton meter. Next, moment of this particular thing, this moment of R about this point, clockwise or anti-clockwise? Moment of this about this point, clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. That is equal to minus R into D. Now here minus 200 kilonewton meter minus 20 kilonewton meter plus 185 kilonewton meter. Here it is how much? Minus 138.9 na? Correct, right? Okay. Into distance D. Finally, how much you are getting? Tell me. Minus 220 plus 185 minus 138.9 into D. Finally, D is equal to dash meter. D equal to how much here? You should calculate. Okay? This is the procedure to determine D. Okay? Once you know D, you will get line of action of the resultant force. Then tell me D. Calculate and tell me D. You should comment. Point 0.2519 meter. Okay? 0.2519 meter. Here, take triangle. This is the triangle actually. It is 90 degrees. Okay. Of course, it is alpha. Alpha. It is alpha. This is X, T, M. From triangle AMP, it is intersecting at the point P. Now, tell me, alpha is how much? 50 by 190, 120, na? Why? Oh, sorry. This, okay, 50 plus 20, right? Okay. Then answer is correct, right? 138.9. The 30.28 also correct. Okay. Yeah, sigma V equal to 70. Okay, 50 plus 20. Okay. Now, tell me alpha equal to 30.28. 30.28 degrees. 30.28 degrees. ठीक है? Here, I repeat that thing. Sigma H equal to 100 plus 20. 120 kilonewton. And then sigma V is equal to 50 plus 20. 70 kilonewton. Then R is equal to square root of 120 square plus 70 square. This is the way to determine the magnitude. Now, so 138.9 and this is 30.28. Okay, fine. Now, this is D now. D equal to how much? 0.2319. What is X equal to? 0.2519. Then, sine alpha equivalents to D by X, right? Sine alpha equal to D by X. Then, X equal to D by sine alpha is equal to D equal to 0.2519 by sine 30.28. How much is this? X equal to how much? 0.5 exactly. Yeah, super. Accordingly, first I fixed this value. Okay, no. First I fixed 0.5. Okay, for that, what is the moment we need to apply? From there, we build 185. Okay, so that is why we got exactly 0.5. Yeah, so this is the way to get line of action of the resultant force. Here, you should know how to apply moment of a force about a point. We need to play the game with this question. Okay, for half an hour. We will spend only on this question. Okay, so first write down up to here. So everything is clear now. Magnitude, direction, and line of action of the resultant force. Okay, assume that line of action of the resultant force passing through the intersecting the member AB. It is intersecting. Where it is intersecting? At this particular point. X equal to 0.5. Okay, finally, X equal to 0.5. See this equivalent system now. Now, see. This is 30.28 degrees R and line of action. So this is resultant system of force. For given system of force, we need to write resultant system of force. What is the magnitude of R? 138.9 kilonewton, and it is intersecting at 0.5 meter. Okay, A, B, C. It is 2 meter there. Okay, you will get same effect, exactly same effect in both the cases. Here, different forces are acting on the L section or L bar. Here, only one force is acting, that is R, with a magnitude and direction and line of action. Okay, this is the complete set for the last class. Okay, so that is the objective of last class. First, we need to convert system of forces into resultant system of force by calculating magnitude and direction, and finally line of action of the resultant force. Thus, now we need to play the game where this particular question to understand what is called moment of a force about a point. Pakka. Now, next question, write down. Is it clear? Write down the next question. determine the magnitude of couple. Magnitude of couple in the given system of forces. Given system of forces are in the given system. In the given system, if or when the line of action of the, if the line of action of the, line of action of the resultant force, force passing through midpoint of the member AB, midpoint of the member AB. Okay, so we can draw same question. See this. This is the question. Given system of force. Given system of force. Now, okay, a moment M is applied here and 50 kilonewton. Same question actually. 20 root 2 kilonewton and 100 kilonewton. 2 meter, 1 meter. What is given? Tell me. The line of action of the resultant force passing through the midpoint of this particular thing is midpoint P. Okay, from here to here it will be 0.5 meter. 0.5 meter. It is R, the line of action of the resultant force passing through the midpoint of member AB. Then he is asking M equal to dash. Okay, that is the question. Are you clear? Now we need to resolve the force. What you will get? Tell me. 20 root 2 cos 45. As we know that 20 kilonewton. This is also 20 kilonewton and sigma H equal to how much? 100 plus 20, 120 kilonewton. And sigma V is equal to 70 kilonewton. R is equivalent to 138.9 kilonewton. Alpha is equal to 30.28 degrees. Just now we calculated everything. Okay? Just now we did it now. So now resolve it. Resolve R. Here it is alpha. We can say R cos alpha, R sin alpha. Now we need to resolve it. This is the resultant. Okay. Now apply moment about A. Yeah. Apply Verigna's theorem or normal equilibrium. It is a free body diagram. Normally apply moment about A. What we will do? Yeah, apply Verigna's theorem. Verigna's theorem. Okay. Now sigma M, all system of forces about point A, moment of the resultant force about point A. Now start from here. Start from here. Moment of 100 kilonewton about point A, anti-clockwise, minus 100 kilonewton into 2 meter. Next, moment of this 20 kilonewton about this point, 0. Moment of 20 kilonewton about this point, anti-clockwise, minus 20 kilonewton into 1 meter. After that, moment of R cos alpha about this point, 0. Moment of R sin alpha about this point, Anti-clockwise, na? Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. No, 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 no. You will write at the right side. Okay. For this, moment is clockwise m equal to this minus r sin alpha into 0.5. Correct na? First, you need to focus on the all system of forces. Those are 100 kilonewton, 20 root 2. Either you can take the resultant or components. Okay? 100 kilonewton, 20 kilonewton, 20 kilonewton. Next, 50 kilonewton and moment. Okay, moment of all the forces about this point equivalent to moment of the resultant force. Here also same thing. Either you can take the either you can take the resultant or else components. Now here I am taking components. R cos alpha, moment of R cos alpha about this point 0. Moment of R sin alpha about this point anti-clockwise. That is why minus R sin alpha into 0.5. Here minus 220 plus m kilonewton meter equivalents to minus 138.9 kilonewton sin 30.28.5. Finally, m equal to dash kilonewton meter. Tell me, Ek, you should get 185. 185. It is last question only, na? If you keep m equal to 185 here, line of action of the resultant force is passing through the midpoint of AB. That you got in the last question. If I put the line of action of the resultant force here, then he asked you to calculate m. You should get 185. Ulta for the last question. Correct? Yeah, you should get it. It's common thing, na? Is it clear? Pakka? Checking? Okay. Now, you will definitely get 185. My intention is not to solve this problem. My intention is to build this particular logic in your mind. What is that logic? You are in position to apply a moment about a point. Moment of a force about a point. You should be habituated to write this particular expression. That is my intention. Solving this question bakwas. Anyone can solve the problem. But focus on this statement and writing this equation. It will help you in total design course. Moment of a force about a point. You will definitely get 2 marks in GATE. Pakka. Okay. So after drawing free body diagram, we need to apply equilibrium equations. While applying equilibrium equations, we need to apply the moments. In that case, you should become expert in applying moment of a force about a point. Okay. Next, is it clear? Next item. Same question. Determine magnitude of the couple M. Magnitude of couple M in the given system of forces if the line of action of the resultant force passing through the point B. Passing through the point B. See here. Okay. Passing through the point B. It is very simple. Okay. Now you can take this is the given question. Here is 45. Line of action of the resultant force. Line of action of the resultant force passing through the point B. This is point B. This is alpha equal to 30.28 degrees. Okay. Line of action of the resultant force passing through the point B. Now we can apply Varignon's theorem about point B. No need to calculate R actually. No need to calculate magnitude of R, alpha, no nothing. Just apply Varignon's theorem about point B. See here, apply Varignon's theorem about point B. Algebraic sum of the moments of all system of forces about point B is equal to moment of the resultant force about point B. How to apply moment about point B? Keep your finger here. Focus on this. What is the moment of 100 kilonewton about this point? First focus on the direction. What is the sense of the momentum? Either it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clock. Fine. Is it okay? Check the audio. Okay. Are you getting? Fine. See here, moment of 100 kilonewton about this point, anti-clockwise means put minus. What is the magnitude? 100 into perpendicular distance. 100 kilonewton into 2 meter. Okay, this is anti-clockwise. After that, moment of 20 kilonewton about this point, 0. 20 kilonewton about this point, 0. Gone. Now, moment of this particular thing, moment of 50 kilonewton. Moment of 50 kilonewton about this point, clockwise or anti-clockwise? Keep your finger here. Moment of 50 kilonewton about this point, clockwise or anti-clockwise? It is clockwise, na? Clockwise. This is moment of 50 kilonewton about this point. About, keep your finger here. So what is this moment? What is this moment? Clockwise. Clockwise. Clockwise means what? Keep your clock here. Okay. It is rotating like this. Clock is rotating like that. Okay. Then check whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. Clockwise, put positive, anti-clockwise, negative. It is clockwise in the sense plus 50 kilonewton into 1 meter. What about this? Tell me. Keep your finger here. What about this moment? Moment is acting at a point on the rigid body, means wherever you take the moment, couple. For couple, we need to take same moment at all the points. Moment is acting at point A means what is the moment at any point on the rigid body? M only. Okay? So what is the moment at point B due to couple M? M. Okay? Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? About this point, clockwise. Plus M is equal to moment of resultant force about this point B, 0. Okay, we pick a line of action of the resultant force about point B equal to 0. That is why I applied Varignon's theorem about point B. Okay, so here R into 0. Now finally, minus 200 kilonewton meter plus 50 kilonewton meter plus couple M equal to 0. Here how much you are getting? Minus 150 na? Minus 150. M is equal to plus 150 kilonewton meter. Correct? Check it once. Correct only na? Minus 200 plus 50 minus 150 kilonewton meter. If you keep M equal to 150 here, the line of action of the resultant force will be passing through the point B. Clear? Next. Similarly, this is the question. Write down up to here. Next question. Now, passing to the point A. If it is passing through the point A, in that case, okay, apply Virgnia's theorem about point A. About point A. What you will get? Tell me. Sigma moment all system of forces about point A equal to moment of the resultant force about point A. Here, line of action of the resultant force is passing through the point A in this particular case. So that is given. So here, see this R and this is alpha. R and alpha won't change. That is depending on the magnitude of the forces which are acting in the system. R and alpha won't change. Okay? So for corresponding line of action, the magnitude of the couple M will change. Okay? So that is the game here. Now, here if it is passing through this, passing through the point A, in that case, apply moment about A. So here, start from here. What is the moment of this about this point? Anti-clockwise, minus 100 into 2 meter. After that, 100 kilonewton into 2 meter. It was over. Next, moment of 20 kilonewton about this point. It is also anti-clockwise, minus 20 into 20 kilonewton into 1 meter. Okay, so this part also over. Next, moment of 50 kilonewton about this point, 0. Then this is clockwise or anti-clockwise here? Clockwise or anti-clockwise about this point A? Clockwise only, na? Plus M. Next, moment of resultant force about point A equal to 0. Line of action of the resultant force passing to the point A. Then moment of resultant force about point A equal to 0. Now, here it is 200 minus 20 plus M equal to 0. M is equal to 220 kilonewton meter. Okay, so how the line of action of the resultant force is changing? See here, by the moment, the magnitude of the couple which is acting at point A. See, if I keep M is equal to 185 kilonewton meter, line of action is passing through the midpoint of the member AB. Okay, if I keep 150, it is passing through the point B. If I keep 220, the line of action of the resultant force passing to the point A. This is small game with line of action of the resultant force and Virgnia's theorem, and one good point, how to apply moment of a force about a point. Okay, it is very, very important. Next, clear now? If line of action is passing to the point C, in that case, what is the magnitude of the couple M we need to discuss here. See here. Now the question is, it is passing through point C. If the line of action of the resultant force passing through point C, anything will come in gate. Okay, na? So question is same, but the conditions are different. Okay, the location of the line of action of the resultant force is changing. For corresponding line of action of the resultant force, the magnitude of the couple is changing. Okay, so here what is given? Line of action is passing through this alpha. Okay, now apply moment about point C. apply Virgn's theorem, apply Virgn's theorem about point C. Now, algebraic sum of the moment of all system of forces about point C equal to moment of resultant force about the same point C. Now, we started from 100 na. Moment of 100 kilonewton about point C equal to 0. Okay? Next, moment of 20 kilonewton, moment of 20 kilonewton about point C. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise na. Moment of this 20 kilonewton about this point, clockwise. So 20 kilonewton into 2 meter. 20 kilonewton into 2 meter. Next, moment of 20 kilonewton about this point, 0. Next, moment of 50 kilonewton about this point, 50 kilonewton about this point. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? It is clockwise only. Moment of 50 kilonewton about this point. It is clockwise. Clockwise means positive. 50 kilonewton into 1 meter. Next, the couple M is acting here. It is clockwise, anti-clockwise about this point. It is clockwise only na. Plus M. Moment of resultant force about this point. Tell me, your line of action of the resultant force passing to the point C. That is why R into 0. Finally, this is how much? 40 kilonewton meter, 50 kilonewton meter plus M equal to 0. M is equal to minus 90 kilonewton meter. It is not, it should be anti-clockwise couple, okay, with magnitude 90 kilonewton meter. Here it is anti-clockwise couple. Initially, we assumed that the moment, the direction of the couple M is clockwise, okay, but we got negative value. That is why we need to change the direction. Here, the moment at this point is not clockwise. It should be anti-clockwise. Then you will get positive value. Okay, now that you can't decide at the beginning. Okay, so this logic you will follow in so many cases. Okay, first you will assume something. If you get negative, our assumed direction is wrong. That principle also very important. Yeah, in kinetics of rigid bodies, you will assume some direction of the motion of the bodies. Okay, so if you get negative acceleration, our assumed direction is wrong. Okay, so we need to change the direction. Okay, now so determine the magnitude of couple M in the given system. Okay, these all are set of problems. Okay, so we solved some 5 problems now. Okay, so from this you should know how to apply moment of a force about a point. Okay, now we can start beams. Put it in beams. Is it clear? First you calculated magnitude and direction of the resultant force. Then if line of action of the resultant force crossing or intersecting AB, in that case we found the line of action of the resultant force. After that, line of action passing to the midpoint, what is the magnitude of M? Passing to the point B, what is the magnitude of couple M? Passing through point A, magnitude of couple M. Passing through point C, magnitude of couple M. Total 5 questions. From this you can understand how to apply moment of force about a point. That's it. Now write down beams. Put it in beams. First, write down the classification of the beams. Statically determinate beams, then statically indeterminate beams. Okay, what are the statically determinate beams? What is meant by statically determinate beams? We need to discuss. First, write down the examples of this particular case. Cantilever beams, next simply supported beams, overhanging beams, now cantilever beams. As we know, these are very fundamental, right? Cantilever beam. One end is fixed, another end is free. Here, simply supported. Okay, a beam contains simply supported ends. That is called simply supported beam. Overhanging. Okay, both side overhanging, single side overhanging, whatever the thing. This is called overhanging. Okay, overhanging beams. Next, statically indeterminate beams. Yeah, we need to discuss propped cantilever beams. Here, one end is fixed, another end is hinged. Okay, one end is fixed, another end is hinged. Next, continuous beams. Continuous beams means it is having okay, so continuous beams and fixed beams. Here both ends are fixed. It is subject under different loading conditions. That is a different case. What are the loading conditions in beams? That you can discuss later. First, what are the classification of the beams? Now, what is meant by statically determinate beams? Here, number of unknowns or support reactions equivalent to number of available equilibrium equations. Okay, so here this number of unknowns or support reactions equal to number of available equilibrium equations. Next, here number of unknowns or support reactions. Greater than the number of available equilibrium equations. ठीक है, this is the thing. Understood now? Number of unknowns or number of support reactions is equal to number of available equations. Then you can call that beam as statically determinate beams. We can determine all the unknowns by using static equilibrium equations. Correct now? Statically determinate means we can determine all support reactions by statically available equilibrium equations. Statically determinate beams. Everything static, sir. Beams na means statics only. Beams can't dance, right? Okay, it should be in stationary position. So complete thing in our will come under the statics part. Okay, so statically indeterminate beams. Number of unknowns or support reactions greater than the number of available equations. How to make these two equal? Tell me. By introducing compatibility equation. Here, number of support reactions, number of possible support reactions, or number of support reactions equal to number of equilibrium equations plus compatibility equation. So then you can equate both. Okay na? So this is the thing. By introducing compatibility equation, you can calculate all support reactions. Okay, to solve unknowns, na number of unknowns must becomes equal to the number of available equations. Then only you can solve the problem. That is basic rule in the solving system of equations. Number of unknowns must be equal to number of available equilibrium equations. If it is the case, you need to introduce one more equation, that is compatibility equation, to calculate all support reactions. But as a in case of mechanical, na, wait a minute. Okay, for mechanical students, we no need to focus much on the continuous beams and fixed beams. No need to study continuous and fixed beams. It is only for civil engineering students. That too, they won't study these two in strength of material course. They will focus these two beams in structures. Okay, so as a strength of material, in strength of material course, we need to focus on cantilever beams, simply supported, overhanging, and propped cantilever beams. We can touch up to here. No need to study these two in strength of material course. Strength of material course is common for both mechanical and civil engineering, and these two topics are not in strength of material course in the syllabus of that particular strength of material. Okay, understood now? We need to focus on the cantilever, simply supported, overhanging, propped cantilever. Here, so what is meant by statically determinate beams, statically indeterminate beams, and classification by seeing this cantilever, simply supported, overhanging, propped, continuous, and fixed. This is complete picture for beams. Okay. This is common lecture for both engineering mechanics and strength of material course. First write down up to here. Okay, next. Can I rub this? Next, putting supports. Support. Here we can divide into simple supports, and fixed support. Here you will get roller support, and hinge support. Roller support in a sense like this. You're having rollers. Again, hinge support means okay. Here only one support reaction at A. This may be B or A. You will get it. Here R B and HB. Moment at simple support must be 0. Okay. How can you define these support reactions? How to get explain this particular thing? We are having one logic. Number of support reactions equal to number of support reactions number of possible number of restricted possible motions. Number of possible support reactions. Number of restricted motions. Fine. This right thing. Number of support reactions equal to number of restricted motions. Here, horizontal motion is not restricted. Here, this particular thing is horizontal motion is possible. Horizontal motion is possible. Okay. And beam can rotate. Okay. You can remember this, no need to write. Okay. At simple support, it can rotate. Clear na? So moment is not restricted. Moment at the simple support is not restricted. That is why there is no moment at the simple support. But vertical motion is restricted. Here, vertical motion of the beam is restricted. That is why reaction came in that direction. Here, normally one vertical motion, horizontal motion, and moment. Okay, here horizontal motion is allowed. There is no reaction. Vertical motion is restricted. That is why you got one reaction. Moment also allowed. There is no moment here. Okay. Next, number of support reactions here. Number of reactions at the roller support. Uh, Number of reactions for roller support. You can write in a different way. Number of reactions here, tell me. Number of reactions for the roller support. One. Number of reactions for the, here it is 2. Now, fixed support in a sense, this is the fixed support. Okay. Here, this is C. What you will get, tell me? Vertical motion is restricted. Vertical motion is restricted. Then one vertical reaction coming to picture. Next, horizontal motion also restricted. Here, horizontal motion is restricted. And moment na, rotary motion also restricted. That is why moment will come. Rotary motion of the beam is restricted. It can't rotate. That is why MC came. Here these two can rotate. That is why MA equal to 0, MB equal to 0. Number of reactions here 2. Number of reactions for fixed support. 3. Number of reactions for roller support. 1. Hinge support. 2. Here vertical motion is restricted. Vertical and horizontal motions are restricted. That is why reactions came in that particular direction. Here vertical motion is restricted. Vertical and horizontal motions are restricted. Okay? This is the concept actually. Y1, Y2. So it will be useful while drawing free body diagram for the beams and trusses. Okay? So once you see a fixed beam, you can immediately draw 3 support reactions. For hinge support, 2 support reactions. For roller support, 1 support reaction. Any problem? Okay. Now, this is all about some supports and corresponding support reactions. Why only that many number of support reactions? That can be explained by this. Number of support reactions equal to number of restricted motions. Here one motion is restricted, only one support reactions. Two motions are restricted, two support reactions. Three motions are restricted, three support reactions. One more good point, moment at the simple support must be 0. Why? Because moment is allowed at the simple support. It may be roller and hinge support. Roller and hinge support is called as simple supports. Now, write down up to here. Complete है ना? पक्का? Next. One good point here. Write down. All simply supported ends are simple supports, but all simple supports need not to be a simply supported end. Simply supported end is a simple support. End is a simple support which present at the end of the beam. End of the beam. End of beam. End of the beam. Okay. Now see, you can understand, no issue. Wait here. Here, all are simple supports. All are simple supports. Simple all are simple supports, but these two are called as simply supported ends. Simply supported ends. Okay. Now you can understand. All simply supported, here support 1 and support 2. Okay. Support 1 and support 2 are simply supported ends. Means simply supported end is a simple support which present at end of the beam. It is present at left end of the beam, right end of the beam. Okay. For those simple supports, we are having different name. That is simply supported ends. Okay. Now see the statement. All simply supported ends are simple supports, but all simple supports are need not to be simply supported end. Clear na? All simply supported ends are simple supports, but all simple supports are need not to be simply supported end. The simply supported end is a simple support which present at end of the beam. Okay. Those simple supports which are present at end of the beam, they are called as simply supported ends. All simple supports need not to be present at end of the beam. Some simple supports present in between. These simple supports are not called as simply supported end. This is all about simply supported end and simple support. This question came in engineering service examination in the assertion and reason type. It is one good point actually. What is the difference between simple support and simply supported ends? Okay, simply supported beam contains simply supported ends. This is called simply supported beam. Here it is called simply supported, simply supported beam. It contains simply supported ends at end of the beam. Clear? This is all about some content regarding supports. Now putting support reaction calculations. Putting support reactions. See that? Support reaction, support reactions. Enough. This is chapter. Before going to apply calculate support reactions, you should know something about loads. Okay? Here, see, you're having point load first. Point load in the sense it is a beam load acting at this point W. It is a point load. Next, uniformly distributed load. Uniformly distributed load. This is nothing but this is uniformly distributed load. This is W kilonewton per meter. Next, uniformly varying load. Uniformly varying load. Uniformly varying load. Okay. Now, here our task is what? We need to convert uniformly distributed load into point load. Okay, and uniformly varying load into point load. How to convert this beam into point load? We need to discuss. This is equivalent to, see this here. First, calculate the area. Calculate the area and place it at the centroid. Okay. Calculate the area of a rectangle. That is nothing but omega into L. Correct na? Calculate area of the rectangle and then place at the centroid of the rectangle. This is centroid of the rectangle. Then we will get, this is the area. You can take area star. Calculate the area and place it at the centroid. This is L by 2. Okay. Just calculate area and place it at the centroid. Enough. Next. What is this particular area? Tell me. Half into W into L. Half into W into L. This is area of triangle. That is uniformly varying load. Then calculate the centroid C. Of course, it is at a distance L by 3. Now, convert like this. Now, what is the area? Tell me. This is the area A star. Okay, 2L by 3. L by 3. This is the centroid. So very basic thing. We are having varieties of problems. Now we need to focus on how to convert UVL into point load, UDL into point load, and a combination of UDL and UVL into point load. After that, how to apply moment of a force about a point to determine support reactions we can discuss. Okay? Now, is it clear? Basic. Point load, it's already point load. Uniformly distributed load, here load distributed uniformly. Okay, so in this case, how to convert from here to here? Next, it is uniformly varying load. In this case, first anything, whatever the thing it is, first calculate the area and place it at the centroid. That's it. Okay. Next, so just make with the star and write down. Then here what you will get, tell me? Here total area is nothing but W into L by 2 and placed at the centroid C star. C star, it will be L by 4 and L by 4. Correct? Next. Loads are acting like this. Here it is L. This is also L. Okay, na? So both are L. It is W. So both are equal, symmetric, na? If it is symmetrical, how to convert it? Tell me. If it is symmetrical, just calculate the area. Here it is. What is A star? Tell me. What is A star here? Area of this half into base into height. 2L into height W. Here it is WL. So total area is acting at the C star. Okay? So total area A star is equal to WL acting at C star. From here to here it will be L and L. Okay? So L, 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 L. Calculate the area if it is symmetrical triangle. Okay? Now, next case. Here you can put 1 and the second case, third case, check it once. It is 2L and L, but it is W, small w. Clear? Loads are acting like that. Okay. Here, first calculate A1 star. We need to separate a big triangle into two parts. Okay, here we are having two triangles. Why? Because it is not symmetrical. Here it is L and 2L. If it is symmetrical, consider full triangle as one unit, calculate area and place it at the centroid. If not, if it is not symmetrical, in that case, separate big triangle. Okay, this is half into, this is W, half into WL. Here A2 star is nothing but half into W into 2L, WL. Now, how to convert this? Tell me. How to convert this? Tell me. First C1 star and C2 star. Okay. So here it will be L by 3 placed at the centroid. Okay. Now, next this C2 star now. It will be somewhere. Okay. It is nothing but 2L by 3 C2 star, and you can place A2 star here. Pakana, this is half into WL, WL. So it may be B, it will be B. So here that doesn't matter. Focus on it is 2L by 3 C2 star. Place here and here. Okay, A1 star, A2 star. Like that, you can convert UVL into point loads. After that, applying moment of a force about a point. First, focus on converting UVL into point load. Next. Here it is what? W1. This is W2. Now, here, from here to here is W2. W2, it is W1. Okay. We need to separate two things now. Now, from here to here it is L. From here to here it is L. L. Okay. First, area of the A2 star here. Area of the rectangle. What is the area of the rectangle here? Load W into 2L. Correct na? Load W into 2L. What is the area of the triangle? Tell me. Ek. What is the area of the triangle here? Half into base 2L into W1 minus W2. Okay? W1 minus W2. That is the thing. Why? Because from here to here W1. Okay? From here to here W1. This is W1. From here to here W1. Okay, we need to take area up to here only, na? Area up to here. So from here to here. Very well, right, man. See this. From here to here, how much? And here to here is how much? Here to here, how much? Here to here, W2. This is W1. From here to here, W1, W2. Here to here, W1 minus W2. This is W1 minus W2 into L. A2 star is equal to W2 into 2. Now placed at the centroid. This is C1 star. It is C2 star. Correct? Just place at the centroid. Here A1 star is equal to and A2 star equal to W1 minus W2 into L, W2 into 2L. That's it. So this is the way to convert. Okay? Clear? Thus and this, finally we'll get it. Okay? Next. Now, see this question. This is L. This is also L. Okay. Loading conditions are like this. Okay. Total resultant will be acting here. What is the area? This particular area is equal to some W into, some area, some W into something. W star and L star. Okay. Some area. Okay. So first calculate the area of total loading condition. Then keep it at the centroid. You need to keep at the centroid. That is A star. A star. Okay. So from here to here it is L by 2. Now how to determine the support reactions? See here. Yeah, no issue, nothing wrong in that. Na? This is one type of loading condition, nothing wrong here. So, yeah, total load is acting at this point. Okay, so in a different fashion, total effector is acting at this point. we calculated total area of the diagram, that is A star equal to W star into L star is given in the question. Now, total area we need to replace at this particular by acting at the centroid. Okay. Replace total area and place at the centroid, then you can convert total variable loading into point load. Now, here you will get, see this, here it is what? A star. A star is equal to W star into L star, L by 2, L. Yesterday we discussed now how to transform the forces. Okay, we need to draw one parallel force and nullify that force by introducing opposite force. Here it is A star, W star, L star, and this is also A star. Okay. Here, one upward force and downward force creating a couple. Correct now? Like this. Finally, the beam converted like this. Okay? Beam converted like this. Okay? So here, total load now, A star is equal to W star, L star is this. Then moment is acting here. Moment is acting. This is nothing but moment M star is equal to A star into L by 2. A star means load. Load into this. Here finally L. Now draw free body diagram for the beam. Okay, free body diagram for the beam. Free body diagram for the beam. So, while drawing free body diagram, see this. Number of support reactions at hinge support. It is a hinge support. Of course, it is hinge support and roller support. Okay? Two support reactions at hinge support. What are they? This is nothing but RA. Next, this is HA. Next, RB. Why I gave this now? Sometimes some variable conditions will be given. Okay, how to determine area of that particular cross section. That part I will cover in the engineering mathematics. How to calculate area of the section by using double integral. That part I will cover in the engineering mathematics course. Total area we need to replace at the centroid. Okay, then you can convert variable loading into point load. Okay, so that is the thing. Here, even it is having some equation. Now we can calculate the area of the symbol. No issue. Okay. Now in exam they will directly give area. No issue. See here, this particular thing. A star, W star into L star. This is M star is equal to A star into L by 2. Now it is L. Paka. Now, right now, apply moment about A. Here, moment about A equal to 0. Why? Because here it is simple support, moment about A equal to 0. Next, tell me, RB into, keep your finger here. This is A, this will be B, apply moment about A. Means moment of RB about this point, clockwise or anti-clockwise? This is anti-clockwise. Moment of RB about this point, anti-clockwise. Sum of the clockwise couples equal to sum of the anti-clockwise couples. Here, moment of this is clockwise. It is also clockwise. Now tell me, some of the anti-clockwise couples, tell me. RB into 2L. This is anti-clockwise. Next, moment of this M star plus this, tell me, A star into L. Correct na? This is clockwise, clockwise. Next, finally, what you will get, tell me? M star is nothing but A star L by 2 plus A star into L. This is RB into 2L is equal to, tell me, finally, A star into 3L by 2. RB into 2L. L gets cancelled out. Finally, here RB is equal, tell me, what is RB? LL gets cancelled out. 3 into A star by 4. Okay, so A star in the sense 3 by 4 W star L star. This is RB. Okay. Next, sigma V equal to 0. Sigma V equal to 0. Sum of the upward force equal to sum of the downward forces. Then RA plus RB is equal to 0. Okay. So here it is 3 by 4 W star L star plus RB. It is RB. RA plus this is 0. No. This is what? Sum of the upward force equal to sum of the downward forces. So RA plus RB equal to A star. This is W star L star. Then RA is equal to W star L star by 4. This is equal to W star L star by 4. Or else you can apply moment about B. You will directly get A. What is the moment about B? Tell me. What is the moment about B? Understood up to here? It is very simple. See, first calculate the area of variable loading condition. They gave some loading condition. It may be linear, parabolic, or it is following some other law. Okay. So, in that case, first calculate the area of total loading condition and placed at the centroid. Then both impact will be same. Okay. So, now you transformation of the forces. Okay, transforming from here to here, converting variable load into point load, transformation from here to here. For that, what we need to do? Introduce one parallel force and nullify that force by introducing opposite force. These two will be cancelled out, system won't change. Now upward force and downward force creating a couple. Okay, so it is a clockwise couple. Now just place the A star and moment here. That's it. What is the magnitude of moment here? Magnitude of the moment A star into L by 2. Now correct now. Now apply draw free body diagram for the beam. For hinge support, 2 support reactions. For roller support, 1 support reaction. Now apply moment about A. Apply moment about A. Keep your finger here. Moment of RB about point A. Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. Sum of the anti-clockwise couples equal to sum of the clockwise couples. Now RB into 2L equivalents to M star plus A star into L. These two are clockwise. Sum of the clockwise anti-clockwise couples equal to sum of the clockwise couples. Finally, RB equal to 3A star by B. 3 in by 4 into W star L star. Now this. Okay. Clear? This is the way to determine support reactions. Next, how to determine RB? Here you are directly getting RB. RA by using moment equation. See this? Here RB equal to 3A star by 4. Now apply moment about B. Apply moment about B. You will directly get RA. What is the moment of RA about this point? Clockwise. Moment of RA about this point? Clockwise. That is what? RA into 2L. That is RA into 2L. Next, moment of M. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise about this point? Clockwise. That is M star. Sum of the clockwise couples equal to sum of the anti-clockwise couples. Moment of A star about this point. Clockwise or anti-clockwise? It is anti-clockwise. A star into L. Thus, RA into 2L plus M star is nothing but A star into L by 2. A star into L. Finally, RA into 2L equivalents to A star into L by 2. RA is equal to A star by 4. Correct na? RA is equal to W star L star by 4. This is the way to determine the magnitude of support reactions in case of simply supported beam. Now, write down up to here.